Hi everyone, and welcome to my webinar training entitled How to Break Free from AS in 12 Weeks Through Entirely Natural Methods. My name is Chris Bailey, and I had AS for 12 years before becoming completely pain-free and symptom-free. So, if you're an autoimmune warrior, you will be familiar with the pain, the fatigue, and the misery of autoimmune arthritis. You may have used various medicines, taken painkillers, or struggled through the pain. But none of these has addressed the root cause of AS, and so the symptoms continue. During this presentation, you'll discover a system for overcoming ankylosing spondylitis once and for all. You will learn how to reduce symptoms and pain through identifying and addressing your triggers. How to overcome the root cause of AS. And how to free your life from AS and complete your healing journey. So let me ask you, do any of these sound familiar? Experiencing continual pain in different areas of your body. A corresponding lack of flexibility and mobility in those areas. And perhaps a sense of mourning for your previous pain-free life. Now, you've probably tried to solve this before. Maybe you've tried painkillers, but their effect is only temporary. Maybe you've tried the medications that your doctor has prescribed, which can come with their own unwanted side effects. And perhaps you've just tried to struggle on through the pain, but it continues nonetheless. And if you're like many AS warriors, you probably really only see those three options. But the problem with these options is painkillers can become addictive and their effectiveness can decrease over time, meaning that we need more and more of them. Medications do not address the root causes of ankylosing spondylitis, but instead tend to suppress the immune system, and they may come with side effects and create dependency. And struggling through the pain requires immense amounts of resilience, and it can be dispiriting and depressing. And all the while, the AS itself is wreaking havoc with our physical and mental health, often affecting our jobs and our relationships as well. Now, fortunately, there is a way you're about to discover to help you avoid all these issues and break free from AS through entirely natural methods. I call this the pain to power method, and it's specifically designed to help you reduce the pain and symptoms you're experiencing, overcome the root cause of autoimmune arthritis, and to free your life from AS faster and easier than you thought possible. I know it may sound unbelievable. So first, before we get into the details, let me quickly introduce myself. My name is Chris Bailey, and for 12 years, I suffered with the pain and debility of ankylosing spondylitis. Now, during that time, through constant trial and error, I discovered the natural methods to completely overcome AS. I've been completely free of AS for more than 5 years. I've developed the pain to power method to help people overcome their own autoimmune arthritis, and I'm a certified autoimmune healer. And now I want to share this with you. So keep watching, because over the next few minutes, we're going to dive straight into how to break free from AS in 12 weeks through entirely natural methods. Step 1. How to reduce symptoms and pain through identifying and addressing your triggers. Step 2. How to overcome the root cause of AS. And step 3. How to free your life from AS and complete your healing journey. So step 1, how to reduce symptoms and pain through identifying and addressing your triggers. Living with a chronic condition like AS can affect us physically, mentally, and emotionally. Beyond the physical pain and lack of mobility, there can be the fatigue, the depression, the feeling of powerlessness, the lack of control, the lack of being able to impact this ailment, which is affecting us in so many ways. Often, this is because we don't believe it is possible to impact or improve our symptoms. The established medical viewpoint is that AS cannot be cured or even impacted. Symptoms can only be managed through painkillers and medication. But what if we consider that it is possible to impact AS and ultimately overcome it completely? Our lives contain many triggers, physical, mental, and emotional, that can make our symptoms worse. There are also many positive triggers that can improve our symptoms and lessen our pain. The key first step is to develop awareness of those triggers that negatively affect us and those that positively affect us. We can then selectively remove the negative triggers and practice the positive ones. Let's look at some examples. So, Sarah experiences increased back pain from sitting for hours at her computer while working from home. She identifies this as a negative trigger for her. She's also aware that her back feels better after a short walk in the park or some simple sitting stretches. These are positive triggers for her. So by introducing breaks into her day and stretching or going for a walk, she begins to impact and take control over her symptoms. Jake. After a little bit of investigation, Jake has noticed that his symptoms seem worse after indulging in his favourite junk food, and so has identified this as a negative trigger for him. He decides to try some healthier alternatives instead. Jake can now avoid that particular painful food sensitivity and enjoy a diet that will lead him away from pain. It's not just inactivity or some foods that can be negative triggers for you. It can also be stressful situations, unfulfilling work, or difficult relationships. And your positive triggers can also be many and varied, from walking in nature to an art class or watching an uplifting film. The more you can identify what is hurting you and what is helping you, the more you can move from the pain of AS to the power of positively impacting it. Because when you have cut out the harmful triggers and replaced them with positive habits, you've begun to control the AS rather than it controlling you. So you may be thinking, I try to exercise, I try to eat as healthily as I can, but the pain is still there. I'd say to you, have an open mind. Approach it this way, thinking, maybe this will make a difference, maybe it won't. Just try a little bit of trial and error, a little bit of investigation to see what things work for you and what things don't. And even if you still say, that's not going to work, I still have pain, then step 2 will be a great development, because this, in my experience, is the real root cause. Step 1 is like an introduction, and step 2 is the root cause itself. Okay, so now you're in the driving seat. Let's not stop there. We can take this much, much further. Would you like to know how? Step 2 is how to overcome the root cause of AS and other autoimmune conditions. With AS, we experience pain, stiffness, debility, and fatigue, which is the result of the activity of our immune system. Very often, blood tests will show high levels of inflammation. If our immune system is meant to protect us, why are we experiencing these painful, chronic symptoms? There is a growing understanding and acceptance of the importance of gut health in autoimmune disorders. There is one basic mechanism at work here. There is one basic problem. This is a compromised digestive system, or a leaky gut. When the gut is compromised, its contents can leak into our bloodstream. Our immune system then activates to attack these invaders in our bloodstream, and the autoimmune response is triggered. This leads to inflammation throughout the body, which in turn leads to the pain and stiffness we experience. Fortunately, there is a solution to this. Many, if not all, autoimmune diseases begin in the gut, and so does the remedy. The solution is to heal and seal the gut wall so it no longer leaks. As the gut heals, the autoimmune response lessens, and symptoms like pain and inflammation reduce too. When the digestive system is fully healed, the autoimmune response is no longer triggered and our symptoms disappear. Now, I found this to be true in my own experience. Many processed starches and sugars, which form such a big part of our modern diet, can have a detrimental effect on our digestive system. Perhaps this is why Jake decided to cut out his junk food in our earlier example. The overuse of antibiotics and many of the chemicals used in everyday products can also negatively affect our gut health. We need to decrease our exposure to toxins of all kinds in order to give our system the best chance to heal. We heal and seal the gut through correct food choices and fortify our system with nutrition-rich foods. This is how to cut the root cause of AS and stop the autoimmune response. Because when you heal and seal your gut, your pain, inflammation, and stiffness, your symptoms heal too. Well, you might now be thinking, Job done? Almost. Step 3 is how to free your life from AS and complete your healing journey. AS can affect our psychological health as well as our physical health. In some ways, how it affects our mental health can be even worse than its physical effects. We may be unable to relax properly and suffer insomnia. We can be plagued by low mood, anxiety, and depression. It can affect how we see ourselves. We may mourn our past healthy life and fear the progression of the disease in the future. Our relationships can suffer, and maybe it causes us to struggle at work, or perhaps we can no longer work at all. We may also have unresolved issues in our life that can prevent us from moving forward. We may have deeply held regrets, stresses, or even traumas which we need to face. Our inner conflicts can keep our nervous system in a state of chronic stress and delay healing. The real issue is that our nervous system is in a state of chronic stress. We must learn how to fully relax to reset our nervous system. Here's what worked for me. Introducing a daily routine of gentle Qigong movements, including breath work to calm the nervous system, and supplementing this with deep relaxation techniques and visualization. These methods can release the long-term and often unrecognized stress that negatively impacts our health. We detoxify our lives physically, mentally, and emotionally. We relax and heal on a deep level and can make full health our reality. You can do this. So let's quickly recap the main steps we went over. Step 1, how to reduce symptoms and pain through identifying and addressing your triggers. Step 2, how to overcome the root cause of AS. And step 3, how to free your life from AS and complete your healing journey. Knowing what you know now, do you feel more confident that it is possible to overcome AS? Can you see yourself using what I showed you today to help you positively impact your condition? Would you like to spend even more time together, going even deeper into how to overcome AS through entirely natural methods? So, here's something to consider. So far, we've covered a lot. Even if we had 4 hours together instead of just 20 minutes, it's going to be hard, almost impossible to create lasting change, to give you the full extent and benefits of all that I could share with you. Now, what I've shared with you today is, frankly, the tip of the iceberg. Now, before doing this webinar today, I was faced with one of two choices. The first choice is I could share what I've shared so far, part ways with you, and hope that on your own you can make a go of it. Or my second option, I could take a more active role and responsibility for your success and go deeper with you than we can on an online webinar. Now, I choose that second option. I have time on my calendar to personally help you break free from AS through entirely natural methods, absolutely free of charge. This is for you if you have been diagnosed with AS or autoimmune arthritis or are experiencing its symptoms. You are willing to implement lifestyle changes to improve your health. You are serious about gaining control over your health condition. And you're committed to positively impacting your condition through natural methods. I invite you to book your free strategy session by clicking the button below this video and scheduling your call with me. If you're currently in full screen mode, you'll need to exit full screen mode and scroll down to find that button. Once you do that, go ahead and click it to schedule your call. Are you with me? If so, click the button below this video and schedule your free strategy session with me now. Now, as we're nearing the end of this presentation, you might find yourself sitting in the maybe category. Maybe you should book a call. Maybe there's something here that can help you. And usually these maybes can be a sign there's something getting in the way of you making a yes decision. It's most likely from one of the following reasons. You're not sure that natural methods will work for you and your condition. You don't know if you have the time. You're currently taking prescribed medications for your condition. You don't know if you can commit to making changes to your diet or lifestyle. Or perhaps you've tried making changes before and they haven't worked. So let's take a look at some of these questions. Firstly, will natural methods work for you? Well, it's a good question, especially if you haven't tried any of these methods before. You might want to look at how you are currently addressing your condition, what methods you currently have in place, and ask yourself if you are satisfied with your results. What I can say with absolute honesty is that these natural methods 100% worked for me. I was once in your position, suffering the chronic pain of AS. I embarked on a mission to determine exactly what worked to resolve my condition, and these methods are what I discovered to be effective. Not only that, but these methods have worked for many other people too. The fact is, if you never try them, how will you know if they work or not? Book a call with me and I can show you directly how effective these methods have been in completely conquering AS. You might say you don't know if you have the time. Well, in the midst of our busy lives, there never seems to be enough time. And these methods do indeed take time to really work. However, consider how much time AS has already cost you in terms of medical appointments, fatigue, and managing symptoms. Imagine if you could be using your time to actively break free from AS and conquer it completely. Surely that would be time very well spent rather than wasted. When your aim is a return to full health, you can actively enjoy progressing on your healing journey. Take the first step right now. It will be time well spent when you click the button below and sign up to speak with me. You are currently taking prescribed medications for your condition. Well, most people with AS are taking some form of medication for it. These natural methods of healing are independent of any medication you might already be taking. Their aim is to address the root causes of autoimmune arthritis rather than just mask the symptoms. So there is no need to alter any of your medication in any way. These methods can be integrated into your life no matter what medications you are or aren't taking. Don't let this concern stop you from booking a call. You may say you don't know if you can commit to making changes to your diet or lifestyle. Well, there is no doubt some changes to diet and lifestyle will be needed to return you to full health. But once you understand the importance and value of these changes, and once you begin to experience their benefits, you'll be glad you made the effort. Making drastic changes overnight can be overwhelming and discouraging. A gradual transition and taking small steps are the way to overcome the reluctance to change. So why hang on to old habits that are keeping your condition in place? Book a call today and I can give you a personalized approach and support. Maybe you've tried making changes before and they haven't worked. Well, there are many strategies and treatments you may have tried which may have failed to give the hoped for results. I know because I have tried many of them myself. I've also experienced many false dawns where I really committed to a particular diet or treatment only to be disappointed when they gave no benefit. So I've refined for you the very methods that, in my experience, have taken me from the pain of AS to the power of full health. These are the effective methods. Book a call and we can discuss them further. So, you've seen today how it is possible to break free from AS through entirely natural methods. If you're ready to take the next step, click the button below and schedule a free call with me, and I look forward to helping you overcome your autoimmune arthritis once and for all.